Now that I'm done with Kingdom Hearts 1, only 7 more games and I'll be ready for number 3. You see, I don't keep calendars, so I had to make my own. Pause for Easter eggs. For the first time ever, I beat a Kingdom Hearts game. What? Or as they say in Japan to indicate surprise, Now that may shock you. I've made it no secret. I love the Disney properties. Also, I'm a super massive weeb. Deska. Kingdom Hearts as a concept should have set this strange heart of mine aflutter. I should have beaten it 12 times by now on the hardest difficulty setting, or else you're not a true fan. Why isn't Simple and Clean playing on the back of this video, Easy freaks. And I say that with all the love in my heart. Heart, 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 light, darkness, heart, friends, memories, heart, light, darkness, heart, heart, meddlesome king! You see, I do love Kingdom Hearts as a concept. I think it's great. Loving the game's been a little bit more difficult over the last couple of years. But a few months ago, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give this another try. Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out soon. It's a better time than ever to play through the series. I won, and I handled that win with the maturity and tact that you would expect a mature, tactful person like myself to handle any situation with. So this video is essentially my attempt to explain myself for that tweet. And I think the only way to explain it is to break it down into individual parts. Okay, so the first part of the tweet is I beat Kingdom Hearts. That's pretty self-explanatory. We're off to a great start. Now let's take a look at the next part. I win. Now you might also think that's pretty self-explanatory too, but it isn't. I mean, well, it is, but it's not. I mean, there's some specificity in saying I win, because normally when I'm done with a game, I say exactly that. I'm done. I completed it. Saying I win is a little bit different, because in order for me to win, something else has to lose, and in this case, I won. Kingdom Hearts lost. It tried to break my spirit with bullshit and bad game design, and it failed, in the exact same way that I failed to find all 101 Dalmatians. Sorry, Pongo, I was only able to find about 37% of your children, but don't worry, it makes picking a favorite kid that much easier, eh? In spite of this game's abysmal final boss fight, bad camera, and terrible menu navigation and combat, I still won. I think now might actually be a great point in this video to talk about how I play video games. Poorly. You see, when I'm playing games, I have these levels of frustration. By the time I had reached the end of the world level, my frustrations were pretty high, but I would say manageable. And then, Ansem. You see, I actually like Ansem. To a point. You see, I think he was well set up through his reports, and I liked that the characters spoke of him in sort of hushed tones. It made him a tangible threat. He was a villain who was above even like Maleficent and the other Disney villains, which made him that much more menacing. Another thing, and I think this is actually most important, Ansem is the villain of a story that makes sense. Because you see, Kingdom Hearts, just the first Kingdom Hearts, is a very simple, straight line. Just the first Kingdom Hearts. The rest of the games are all over the place. But the first one is just a simple plot line. Sora is just some random kid from an island, and he gets displaced, and his whole goal is to reunite with his friends. There's a lot of ridiculous nonsense that takes place along that line, but it still is a straight line. Sure, he fights a weirdo anime man who's part boat. Japan. But even that fight with Boatman is along that straight plot line. That final fight, though, against Battleship Boy, oh, doggy, was that something else. Oh, did I struggle. I was set into an absolute rage in that final fight. Everything was working against me. The camera was bad, the moves he used were bullshit, there's multiple phases, the checkpoint system was unfair. I was in the second phase of the fight against Ansem where you're all alone. It's just Sora. I'd made my way past the first part of the fight and I was ready for the second one, but I knew there was that little nagging voice in the back of my head that was like, for one thing, thank God we no longer have to hear, "Help! Sora! Come on!" And I can't really do a Donald impression. I'm, Sora! Swing and a miss. You see, I knew that if I was unsuccessful in the second phase of this fight, that I was so frustrated with the first part of it, that if I lost here and had to restart this whole thing, that would have been it. The game would have been over. Kingdom Hearts would have won, but only briefly, because I'd have boiled the disc with my fucking ramen noodles. But then something strange happened. Something from deep within my belly came out, like a switch was flipped somewhere in my small intestine. And it allowed me to go to this second level of playing Kingdom Hearts that I didn't think I was capable of. I was using my dodge rolls properly. I used Arrow, Ars Arcanum, and my heals. I used everything in the best way possible. I was dodging his bullshit attacks. Sweat was coming out of my palms, which is gross. But it was happening. I was gonna do it, and I did it. I beat him. And then I had to go to 7 billion phases of battleship form. But I beat that too. I was able to defeat his battleship phase in 2 tries, in spite of the fact that those flying segments are the absolute worst, because they restrict your movements. But I did it. I won. Ansem could eat my ass. So that's where the booty eating aspect comes in. And that just leaves the final part of the tweet. The laughter. Now, what kind of laughter is it? I mean, it could certainly be mirthful. Some might even say maniacal. I mean, I did just say that I wanted to literally shit in the face of a Disney villain. But I think, honestly, that laughter was relief. It was a calming laughter. A giant gorilla had just been lifted from my back. A giant gorilla played by Rosie O'Donnell that was ba-da-ba-da-da-wop-bopping all over the camp. 16 years and I'd never beaten a Kingdom Hearts game. Now I have. You see, I'm not a great video game guy. I get frustrated easily and take those frustrations out on games when it's not necessarily their fault. You see, my problem is that I do not take the lessons you're supposed to learn when you die in a game and apply them to subsequent tries to make yourself better. I just get frustrated and I quit. Like I said, had I lost another time to Ansem, I probably would have done that, and I would have argued that I was justified in doing so. Ansem's a fuckboy, and I've got a billion other games that I need to play, so why would I want to waste my time with this one? But maybe that laughter was more relief at the fact that I've kind of turned a corner a little bit. I'm able to take those failures and apply them to my subsequent tries so that I can move forward and actually complete games that give me a difficult time. So am I now ready because of this whole experience? I've defeated Kingdom Hearts. Am I ready now to play the same game again but with a wonky card battle system? Well, I tried, but Yugimoto couldn't work that combat system. I happily quit that one. Who wants ramen?